He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, who abides under the shadow of El Shaddai. He is saying of Yahuah, my refuge and my stronghold, my Elohim, in whom I trust. Tehillim 91, 1 and 2. Shalom, family. We are living in very trying times. It has become increasingly clear that the world many of us once thought we knew is no longer the same. It's also pretty evident that things will not return to the way they once were. Scripture warned us that these times would come. In Timotheos 2, 3, 1, we are told, "But know this, that in the last days hard times shall come." So while what we are witnessing in the world and what is yet to be seen may feel or even be unsettling, it should not surprise us. However, these times should cause us to stop and examine where our trust truly resides. We want to pose a question to you. Where are you dwelling? Think about it for a moment. Where are you dwelling? And we're not referring to your home. If you notice in the opening of Scripture, it doesn't start with protection, but it starts with where we dwell. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, who abides under the shadow of El Shaddai. Protection is often connected to where we abide or dwell spiritually. Realize that we need to choose to dwell here.
We've chosen to call this particular video Umbrella because the image of an umbrella is simple, but it can also be very powerful. When the rain comes and we stand under an umbrella, we are covered. Rain may still fall and the wind may blow, but we are shielded, of course, to a degree. However, no man-made umbrella can cover everything. No man-made plan, idea, wealth, preparation, wisdom, or any other thing on this earth can give complete protection for us. Only Yahuah, as our spiritual umbrella, can provide full, complete covering over our lives, our hearts, and over our being. Tehillim 91 shows us the kind of umbrella that never fails, the kind of shelter no storm or enemy can penetrate. And yes, we do realize that Tehillim 91 doesn't use the word umbrella. We are using this word so that we can give you a visual example. At this very moment, many are looking for security. Some are trusting in their homes to keep them covered. Some are trusting in their employment, some in their savings, or in the preparations they have or have made. Others are trusting in their weapons and leaders, while still many others are putting their trust in their own strength and understanding. However, Tehillim 27 reminds us, some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we remember the name of Yahuah, our Elohim. Anything man has created can and ultimately will fail. Anything built by man's hands can and will be brought down. Only Yahuah as our covering keeps us safe from the enemy. Tehillim 46, 1 and 2 declares, Elohim is our refuge and strength, a help in distresses, soon found. Therefore, we do not fear, though the earth reels and mountains topple into the heart of the seas.
Please don't misunderstand what we are saying. We are not saying that we shouldn't prepare for tough times. We definitely should, because that's wisdom. We are not saying we shouldn't work. We should. We are not saying to not have protection devices. These can be beneficial. We are not saying that we can't have savings or homes, etc. What we are saying is that we cannot put our trust or confidence in these things. Right now, it's important to examine our hearts and see if we are trusting in things instead of trusting in Yahuah. Let's take a moment and talk about some signs that may show if you may be trusting in something other than Yahuah. Turning first to money, savings, or investments when fear rises instead of turning to prayer. Feeling anxious when situations or circumstances change because you are relying on your own plans instead of on His guidance. Placing more confidence in leaders, friends, or family to solve problems rather than seeking Yahuah first. This could also include constantly looking to online forums, social media, AI, etc. panicking or trying to control outcomes when trials come instead of resting in Yahuah's protection. Leaning on your own physical strengths, weapons, or worldly tools as security more than trusting His word and promises. If your bank account decreases, you feel worried, anxious, or stressed.
The point of examining yourself is not for the sake of condemnation. It's best to have clarity and understanding on where our trust is placed now, so that we may make the necessary changes. We should want to make sure that we are fully turning to and trusting Yahuah, ensuring we are in the secret place and staying under the umbrella of His protection. Another thing to point out is that obedience is the doorway to protection. Tehillim 91 is not a sit and do nothing scripture. The protection is for us when we do something. It begins with us choosing to dwell in the secret place and continues on with us trusting Yahuah. If we step outside of His ways, we are also choosing to step outside of the covering. The umbrella protects us when we remain under it. Our obedience is like keeping us under the open umbrella, while sin and compromise are like stepping out into the storm uncovered. This does not mean we will not face trials. We've shared this before in previous videos. We will face trials. Scripture is clear on this. Yaakov 1, 2, and 3 says, "My brothers, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the proving of your belief works endurance." As our belief is tested, it will build endurance in us. Persecutions are used to strengthen us. We do have to realize that there is a difference between being tested and exposing ourselves to problems through rebellion.
Yochanan 1, 5:18 says, "We know that everyone having been born of Elohim does not sin, but the one having been born of Elohim guards himself, and the wicked one does not touch him." Notice that we must guard ourselves. We need to guard our hearts, remain in obedience, and be watchful where we dwell. The secret place in Tehillim 91 is not a physical hiding spot. It's a spiritual posture or stance. This posture grows in prayer, in reverence, in humility, and in meditation on Yahuah's word. It is living consciously aware of His presence. Yeshayahu 26:3 says, "The one steadfast of mind you guard in perfect peace, for he trusts in you." This peace comes forth from trusting Yahuah, and the trust comes from focusing or keeping our minds stayed on Him. So many things in this world are screaming for our attention. Fear is knocking, anger is abounding, opinions are growing, and distractions are increasing. Yet Tehillim 37:7 instructs us, "Rest in Yahuah and wait patiently for Him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man doing wicked devices." When everything around us is fighting for our attention, we must quiet the noise and rest in Yahuah, learning to be still because we are confident in the Most High.
Shemot 14:14 says, "Yahuah fights for you, and you keep silent." Sometimes our greatest show of belief is refusing to panic and choosing instead to remain quiet before Him, listening for His direction. If you're not used to doing this, it may take some practice, and you may want to start that today. We talk more about being still in this video. Notice in Tehillim 91, verse 7, it says, "1,000 fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it does not come near you." Verse 8 adds, "Only with your eyes you look on and see the reward of the wicked." Scripture does not promise we will be unaware of what happens to the wicked. It says we will see it. Destructive times will come, including judgment upon the wicked. There are consequences to those that live in rebellion, practice lawlessness, and for rejecting Yahuah. What will happen to them may look like something we have never seen in our lifetime. It's beyond just systems collapsing or structures coming down. Some events may seem difficult to process or understand, but we are warned ahead of time so that we will not be caught off guard.
Observe carefully what the promise says. Only with your eyes you look on. It does not say we will share in that judgment, nor does it say we will be overtaken by it. And verses 9 through 10 of Tehillim 91 explain why. Because you have made Yahuah, my refuge, the Most High, your dwelling place, no evil shall befall you, neither shall any plague come near your tent. Let's look at another scripture. Yirmiyahu 17:7-8 says, Baruch is a man who trusts in Yahuah, and whose trust is Yahuah. For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and does not see when heat comes. And his leaf shall be green, and in the year of drought he is not anxious, nor does he cease from yielding fruit. We can see that the heat and pressure still comes, but as we trust Yahuah, it deepens our roots. The umbrella of Yahuah's protection doesn't remove the storms from our life, but it keeps us covered in the midst of them.
So how do we remain under this umbrella? Here are just a few points to show how we can remain. We remain through continual obedience. Devarim 28:1 tells us that if we diligently obey the voice of Yahuah and guard to do his commands, Barakah follows. Obedience does matter. We remain under through prayer. 1 Thessalonians 5:17 says, Pray without ceasing. Continual communion keeps us sensitive to his leading. When we are led by Yahuah, we will remain under his covering. We remain through his word. Tehillim 119:105 says, Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. We cannot walk in darkness and expect covering. Yahuah has given us his word to guide and instruct us. And as we walk on the narrow path, he will cover us. We remain through trust. Mishlei 3:5-6 instructs us, Trust in Yahuah with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Know him in all your ways, and he makes all your paths straight.
Now let's ask ourselves a few questions to do a self-check. Have you leaned more on what you have rather than on your belief in Yahuah? Have you trusted more in some preparations that you have more than in Yahuah? Have you trusted more on your connections or things you've learned through man's reasonings rather than on Yahuah's? Have you trusted in your own physical strengths or abilities above that of Yahuah's? Let's take Tehillim 139:23-24 and ask Yahuah. Search me, O Al, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there is any idolatrous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Now we come to the choice before us. Today, let us make the choice to step under the umbrella of Yahuah's covering, and if you are already under it, remain there. Do not step out from that place. In the days we are living in, we cannot afford to move from his covering. Keep the umbrella open over your lives through obedience. Learn to quiet your heart. Listen for the voice of Yahuah and trust him completely, because in the storms that are coming upon the earth, the only safe place to be is under his covering.
As we come to the end of this video, please realize that we may see shaking upon the earth. We may see the reward of the wicked before our eyes. We may witness judgment unfold in ways we've never seen nor imagined. But remember what Tehillim 91:4 promises. He covers you with his feathers, and under his wings you take refuge. His truth is a shield and armor. We are to remain under Yahuah's wings, dwelling in the secret place and walking in obedience. Storms will come and trials will arise, but under the protection of Yahuah, we will stand. And as we stand, we will endure and not be destroyed. Please, get yourself under the umbrella, and if you are already under it, do not step out from it. Abide in Yahuah and trust in him.
Before we close, we will read the entirety of Tehillim 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, who abides under the shadow of El Shaddai, he is saying of Yahuah, my refuge and my stronghold, my Elohim in whom I trust. For he delivers you from the snare of a trapper, from the destructive pestilence. He covers you with his feathers, and under his wings you take refuge. His truth is a shield and armor. You are not afraid of the dread by night, of the arrow that flies by day, of the pestilence that walks in darkness, of destruction that ravages at midday. 1,000 fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it does not come near you.
Only with your eyes you look on, and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made Yahuah my refuge, the Most High your dwelling place, no evil befalls you, and a plague does not come near your tent. For he commands his messengers concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. They bear you up in their hands, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You tread upon lion and cobra. Young lion and serpent you trample underfoot. Because he clings to me in love, therefore I deliver him. I exalt him, because he has known my name. When he calls on me, I answer him. I am with him in distress. I deliver him and esteem him. With long life I satisfy him and show him my deliverance. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We love you and are praying for you. Until next time, family, Shalom.